What's up, everybody? Ruben with Find Fayetteville, and I'm with Chris Stroup here at Stroup Knives. So, if you don't mind, tell everyone who you are, what you do, how you do it, and all that good jazz.
Let's see if I can remember all of those things.
Man. It's one of the challenges of the actual
it's a
show.
Challenge.
Yeah,
Okay.
Can they remember all those
Is
questions?
there a prize?
Big hug.
That's worth it. Okay. So I'm Chris Stroup with Stroup Knives. We're veteran owned, and most of our employees are veterans or law enforcement officers, and we make fixed blade knives. We hire a lot of people from our community. We also offer an internship program through the Career Skills program. So people transitioning out of the Army for their last 6 months or so of their contract, they can come here, and it gives them a nice smooth transition out. They're not going to PT formation and dealing with all the normal Army nonsense, so they can have that kind of a gap between service and being a regular human.
Right.
And then most of them end up just working for us anyways.
Right.
So it just makes everybody's life a little bit easier and better.
Yeah. No, I love that, man. And you have a great pool to pull from being in this community. I mean, there's a lot of elite dudes. So also, where did all this come from, man? Like, when did this start? I mean, it's cool for me to like watch the growth and where it all started. But if you don't mind, for the people who don't know, where did all this start?
About 8 years ago, my oldest son, Carson, and I decided, let's just make a knife. So we got some hand tools. I mean, we were sitting there just filing steel by hand.
Yeah.
And it was brutal. We made a couple knives that way, and we realized that, hey, this is really fun.
Yeah.
And we just slowly started buying tools and building up our skills and inventory. And
Do you still have that knife?
it's somewhere. Yeah, Megan knows where it is probably.
Yeah. Of course, it's the lady. She knows exactly where it's at.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. And then I got injured a couple of times in the Army and got medically discharged. So we just decided, we got into real estate for a little bit with Ruben and some of these other people.
Yeah.
And then decided that making knives is a lot more fun. And now we just hang out here and make knives all day.
It's funny, man, because we had like I think it was a book club thing. Yeah. And it was cool. The book club thing was cool. The food was good. I was way more interested in what you had going down in your garage. It was cool because, I mean, we were just talking earlier and I was tinkering with things the whole time. Like I was playing with things, unscrewing things. There was a lot of cool stuff like that you had in that garage. So what was that like starting in your garage for people who don't know this story, man? In the garage, hot as all get out in there, but you were making it happen. You were doing something you loved. Talk to me about that process.
So I guess I just like making things.
Yeah.
And wanted something to do, occupy my hands and mind and things. So we just started making knives. It's like anything else, there's always more problems to solve. So you just keep solving the problems, and we put the kids into it, and they love being a part of this sometimes. Not all,
sometimes.
just sometimes. Yeah, you know how kids are.
Yeah.
So we were in a garage doing real estate and making knives, and we decided we had to do one or the other. So we jumped all the way into knife making and started hiring employees slowly, and then we moved and got a bigger shop, and then we ran out of room in the bigger shop, so we built another shop.
Yeah. Why knives in the first place? Why not another tool or something else?
I don't really have an answer for that. Knives have been always fascinating, and everybody loves knives.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of YouTube videos on how to make knives. So I just started watching YouTube videos, and I think I could do that.
So did it start off just something to tinker with, something to put your hands on, something to build, something to learn? And was it more of that than it was like a passion of knives that you just grew up with?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
I just like making stuff. I needed something to do, you know?
Yeah.
And knives seemed like a cool thing that everybody can relate to, no matter who you are.
Totally. Okay, first question. Do you remember the moment you made a knife and was like, man, I'm pretty good at this? And then the second question is like, man, we could probably do something with this. Like, we might be able to grow something out of this. So first question, when did you know? Like, you were pretty good at it? What was that moment? And then when did you think that you could build something out of it?
So the third knife I made was the first sheath I made.
Oh, wow.
And I brought it to work and showed everybody the sheath. And they were like, yeah, man, the sheath is really good. Where'd you get the knife? I'm like, well, I made it, dummy. And he's like, what, you made this? All right, there's something to this.
Yeah.
The other part, I don't really know. Anybody that knows me, I don't do things halfway.
Right.
The day I got out of the Army, I took over a real estate team as like a really brand new real estate agent, but nobody knew I was brand new.
Yeah.
So I went from like, I don't even know how to spell real estate to selling 10 or 15 houses a month and running a real estate team and mentoring people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we just took that same mentality to the knife company of, if we're doing this, we're just going to go for it and do it all the way.
Did what made that decision? Now, obviously, you said that it's a lot more fun. You get to actually work with your hands. What was that line in the road, that fork in the road, where you said, "Man, we could take a left and go full-time real estate, build this thing out. Not real passion, but something I could do and build and I guess enjoy doing it. Or we can go knife." When did that happen? Where you're like, "Man, we're taking the knife route."
So real estate was stressful, right? There's phone calls at all hours. You got to leave the house.
Yeah. True.
I was in the Army for a long time and I was gone all the time.
Right.
So then I got into real estate and now I'm out all the time again. The knife company, I wake up and work out, take the kids to the bus stop, walk across my yard to make knives.
Yeah.
I'm here when the kids get off the bus.
Yeah.
When I travel for trade shows, my wife comes with me. Sometimes one of the kids comes. So this is a lot more family oriented and it facilitates me being with the family more.
Yeah.
And even if I have to work on the weekends, I don't have to go anywhere. I can do it when the kids are watching a movie, or I can just get up a little early and it's on my terms.
Yeah.
There's almost no time, like things that I have to do at certain times.
Right.
Sometimes I have meetings and junk, but I get to pick when those are most of the time, and they're always during the workday.
Yeah.
And we get to decide when we travel.
Right.
90%. Nobody really can tell us we have to go to a trade show.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the flexibility and the freedom, and we're growing something that our kids can take over, and our knives are all over the world now. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
we have
that is.
A distributor in France, and we have knives that we've shipped knives to more countries than I can remember.
Yeah, and that's in what, how many years? 8?
8 was when we, maybe 7, I don't know.
Right.
Megan remembers these things better than I do, because she's smarter than me. Yeah. And better looking, but don't tell her that.
I don't know. I think you're pretty hot.
Dang. But full time, it's really been maybe a year and a half now. I think we have 10 employees.
That's insane. So like, what is? And I tell this guy all the time, like, oh my gosh, you just need your own channel. The story is so crazy. The journey's crazy. What would you say is like one of the number one things you've learned in such a short amount of time, from in the garage, tinkering with things, to where you're at now? I mean, we're in a room filled with knives, and you guys will see the B-roll of everything else. What would you say you learned throughout that process, man? What was like the top 3 things you've taken out of this?
Surround yourself with good people.
Yeah.
That's always pretty important. You got to have people you can rely on.
Totally.
You can't do it all on your own.
Yeah.
I guess along with that is, don't be afraid to fire the wrong people. Being in the Army, you can't really fire people. So it took us having a bunch of veterans running a business together. We're like, we can get rid of these people.
Yeah.
In the Army, you just have to like deal with what you got and mentor them and try and deal with it.
Right.
It'll be better for them and for us, and you find the right person.
Totally, man.
So that's a big part of it. Just being able to take everything as it is, like one step at a time, I guess.
Yeah.
It's really overwhelming if you try and look at all of it, and holy crap. So you just have to pick what's most important and solve the problems. There's always a solution somewhere.
Yeah.
It might not be your favorite thing that you want to do, but there's a solution in there.
Yeah.
If it's a tool, whatever, there's a solution.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think it's such a cool skill set, because like, you know, if given those 3 things, what are the biggest things you've learned? You didn't say make a better knife. You said it's my circle of people. You know what I mean? And like, if you have the circle of people, you have the guidance, the mentorship, the just the people that are helping you multiply and expand. Those same people are going to help you make better knives. Exactly. Or bring new ideas. It's just so interesting that was the thing. It's like the one thing that helps everything else get a lot better.
With good people comes better knives.
Yes.
It's better everything, because
exactly.
They take pride in what we're doing. They take
100%.
pride in being a part of this. So you saw Austin come in. He's like, oh, I don't know if this is perfect. What do you think? That's the kind of people that we want to keep, and that's what we foster, is like, hey, what do you think of this? And we teach everybody that there's no ego here. Right. Like, if I sharpen a knife and it's not sharp, tell me.
Yeah.
Or if my sheath isn't perfect, like, who cares that I own the company? I don't care. I want the best thing
Yeah.
going out possible. So just come tell me.
Yeah, and what's interesting is you were like, I don't really see the issue until you had to point it out. But that's how much of an eye he had to the detail that he wanted on that knife.
Yep. That's what we try and teach everybody. They should all be better than me at everything
Yeah.
because they all have their specialized skills. So if everybody's better than me at their task, then we're doing it right. Mm-hmm. There's no competition. Whoever's better means we just make a better product.
Yeah. So how many? And that's so big. I mean, it just goes with the no egos here, and you have to lead with that, right?
We've
and
had
you
a
just
couple
did.
people with really big egos. They have really big egos somewhere else. Because that just doesn't fit in with our team environment. Everybody should be able to, like, hey, that's a little bit crooked, or
Right.
I have a better way to do that. What do you think of this? Or
Yeah.
because it doesn't work if you think you know everything. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Let's just do this together.
What makes you guys different? For anybody who's watching, maybe hasn't even picked up one of your knives before, what would you say are those points that make this knife different than any other one that you'll go out there and buy?
So we use all of our years of experience to design tools that are functional
Right.
and that look really cool. We take a lot of pride in everything we do, and we stand behind our work. So if you ever have an issue, we'll take care of it. And by supporting us, you're supporting the veteran community because we donate a lot of knives. We hire a lot of veterans, and we're just cool people.
Yeah.
So
True.
I don't know.
Yeah.
At least that's what you say.
Yeah. I mean, just seeing, if you go to the Instagram and the social media presence, you'll see that this thing is actually a tool. I mean, of course, people see that, and definitely knife people see it as a tool. But man, you're seeing all kinds of guys from all over the world using these knives for all types of things, and they got it on their kit, and it's hanging out, and it's killer to watch them actually be out there in the field all the time and using these things and using it so much that it's almost like their life is on the line if they're not using this thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, our employees have them on everywhere too, and they use them and abuse them. And one of the guys today was showing me his knife, and he was like, "Oh, I might have to re-acid etch this soon because I've been beating the crap out of it for the last year."
Yeah.
He's like, "But I haven't even had to sharpen it more than twice yet." And so, just our people care about what they're making, and they actually use it too.
Yeah.
So, it's all fun.
That's huge, man. What would you say is like one of the coolest things that you've been involved in this journey to the point that we're at now?
It's just being able to do it with my family. That's the biggest part. My wife is like on the other side of that. No, she actually just left for the store.
Yeah.
But almost always we're within proximity of each other, and we get to work together, and so it's built our relationship stronger. We get to have the kids here hanging out.
Yeah.
So it's building our family stronger while we're building a business that we can be proud of.
Yeah. And they all carry knives on them.
Oh, our kids are nuts. When we go play hide and seek in the woods, I have to tell them to put all their knives in a pile so they're not just...
Oh yeah, there's a picture of that too, where they're all like laid down on the floor or on the ground out there.
There's 4 kids and there's probably 15 knives.
Yeah, that's a killer picture, man. What's next? What's the new things you got coming up on the horizon that some of these viewers could look forward to?
So many things.
Yeah.
How many trade shows did Megan just say we have? Like 14 or
14. That could it had to be because you said I think 10 or 11. She was like 14. So yeah.
We have trade shows all over the country coming up. We're going to Kansas for TriggerCon in like 10 days, and then Blade Show West in Utah.
Okay.
A bunch of other things. We'll also be at the Holiday Fair at the Crown and at the German Christmas Market shortly after that, out at Dirtbag Ales.
Okay.
I think those are the only local things we have lined up.
Right.
We have some new models coming out.
Okay.
I can't mention what they are yet, but they'll be announced in a big way
Right.
by people besides us all over the social media nonsense.
Yeah.
We have some big collaboration knives with other companies that are really cool to work with coming out. And then we're making a knife for a company that's starting a knife company. That'll be all announced like in January.
Okay.
So we have a lot of really big things coming up.
Yeah.
And we're just here hanging out making knives.
Yeah. Do you see that, like, what's the, and this is so hard sometimes in business, right? Because it's almost a day-to-day, new things are coming up, new opportunities, new challenges, almost on a daily basis. But if you were to fast forward, and not say that there's an end to it, but what would you say, like, what's the ultimate goal for you, the family, Stroup Knives?
So I've put thought into this, obviously, of where do I want it to go. 5 years from now, we'll still be doing it. But either the kids will take it over or we'll sell it.
Yeah.
That'll give the kids a legacy either way.
Right.
But we're not slowing down anytime soon, so we're just going to keep pushing as hard as we can in every direction we can.
Right.
And we'll just keep doing this thing.
What would you do outside of making knives? And then I got a few questions and we'll wrap it up.
If there's other things,
Yeah. Like say you sell it or the kids take over, what are you going to be doing? What are you going to be doing with all that time?
I don't know. Find something else to do. There's always something to do.
Watch you get back into real estate.
Nope.
No.
That won't happen. I mean, if I sold it, hopefully they just offer me to run it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Or at least consult.
And usually that's part of the deal. You know, you got to stick around for a little bit.
Yeah. Or I'll start something else, or I'll help the kids start. I don't know. Whatever.
Put in the comments. What do you want to see Stroup start? If this were to slow down or whatever whatever the end goal of that is, what would you want to see Chris Stroup doing? That'd be interesting. I got a few questions for you.
Sure,
Ready?
what do you got?
I just moved to Fayetteville. What would you tell me about your business?
Ooh, okay. We support our community by donating knives and employing our community members, and we like making cool stuff. So come check out our knives at our shop or in any of the gun stores in town, pretty much, and support our local gun stores.
Can people come here? Just regular people?
Yeah, email us info@stroopknives.com and we'll set up a time and you can come out and visit.
Dude, that's cool. That's cool. What is the number one asset would you say is in your business?
In our business, can I say me?
100%.
Or is that weird?
Both? Nah, go for it. What do you think it is? If it's you, man, go for it.
I think it's our team's ability to work together to solve problems.
Yeah.
Because everything is a problem. Find a solution.
Yeah. Best compliment you or your business has ever received?
Best compliment.
Yeah.
I'm not good at those.
I know, but we're talking about it today.
Oh, man.
That you could remember, or maybe a team member, or ultimately just Stroup Knives, the company.
Yeah, I have a really bad memory. There's been some cool ones.
Yeah.
Oh, what was one? Ooh, I got a funny one.
Okay, let's go that one.
I got an old teammate, and he was in New York. I'm not going to say New York, because I don't know if you can carry knives there.
Okay.
But he's like a stocky dude from New York, you know? Like, I wouldn't mess with him.
Yeah.
Some guy was like, "Give me all your money, punk," or whatever, and he pulled out his Stroup knife, and the guy ran away.
Oh, really? That's a future commercial.
So that's a compliment, right? The thing did what it was supposed to do.
100%. What did he say? Did he call you up and tell you that story?
He came over, yeah. I talk to him every now and then still.
Yeah. Boom, we got someone at the door.
Oh, Jesus.
Best perk of being the owner of Stroup Knives.
You just saw it. My kid just knocked on the door, and I got to say hi to him.
In real time.
Yeah, in the middle of work.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's not always a perk. Sometimes it's annoying when they're not in school.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I'm trying to run a business and play with my kids.
Yeah.
But we're figuring that out. They're getting better at it. We're getting better at it.
Yeah.
So I would say that's the biggest perk.
And I could totally agree with that. Outside your business, what would you tell someone who just came to Fayetteville they'd have to do while they were here?
Have to do.
They're here outside your business. What would they have to do while they were here? What would they have to experience?
I don't leave the house, Ruben.
Yeah.
But
What is something you saw on social media or Googled that you know that they would have to do?
Dirtbag Ales is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We don't drink,
Yeah.
so that's not the appeal.
Yeah.
I mean, that price for many people.
Right.
But it's just a fun family environment. They have events all the time in the farmers markets. I don't know. There's always stuff.
Yeah.
But there's food trucks and there's napkins is really good. The kids just like I can sit there and hang out with my wife or whoever we're with, and the kids are just playing with other kids. There's a dog park. So it's just a cool laid back place to go hang out.
Yeah. Dirtbag gets a lot of love on this channel.
Does it?
Yeah, man. A lot of people suggest that, man. And I think that just says like how well organized and built it was. I mean, it is a family environment where you can go hang out and with friends, and your kids could just be kids with other kids.
Yeah, I've been a vendor and just a customer.
Yeah.
Been on both sides of it, and it's always well ran.
Right.
So
Exactly.
yeah, it's a good place to be.
What do you want to tell everybody before I let you go? Is there anything you want to yell at them or tell them?
I don't know. Follow us on Instagram. That'd be cool.
right.
Follow Ruben's Instagram.
No. You. This is
Huh?
all you. This is you, man. What do you want to tell them for you and your business and all the things?
Yeah, if if you know people that are interested in knives, just send them to our website.
Yeah.
Send them to our Instagram. Help us build up our following. We're working really hard to grow and to continue to support our family and our community. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. And get out there and find Fayetteville. Thanks, man.